Good morning, guys. So today we're going to be working with some factoring. And I've got two worksheets I want you to do, factoring worksheet A and factoring worksheet B. We're going to look at a few examples from factoring worksheet A first. And there's a little rule that I want to show you here at the top of the page. Okay? When I start out with factoring, if I start with a plus for my equation, this is a plus minus, but if I started with a plus, my solution would be a plus. If I started with a plus minus, like we have here, then I'm going to end up with a plus minus, because I'm multiplying two values to get this negative. Okay, if I have a minus, then my solution will have a plus minus. And if I start out with a minus plus, then my factored solution will be a minus. Okay? So those are my inputs, or what I start with. This is what I end up with. So how does this work? Okay, so looking at problem number 1, I have n squared plus 8n minus 9. Okay? So I am going to start with knowing that it factors into n times n. Gives me the n squared. Okay? Then I also know that I have a plus minus. Now up here at the top I said a plus minus will give me a plus minus for my result. So one's going to be an n plus, one's going to be an n minus. Now I'm trying to find the two numbers that would multiply and give me negative 9, but add and give me negative 8. So, or positive 8. So if I had a positive 9 and negative 1, and this relates back to our worksheet that we did 2 days ago, the 9 times the negative 1 equals negative 9, but 9 plus negative 1 gives me positive 8. So my two factors are n plus 9 times n minus 1. Now, if I were to use FOIL to multiply this back, n times n would equal n squared. N times negative 1 would be negative n, or negative 1n. 9 times n would be positive 9n. And then 9 times negative 1 would be negative 9. So that gives me n squared plus 8n minus 9. So it takes us back to where we started. Okay, so that's kind of the object of what we're doing. Let's practice a couple more. Okay, so I've got x squared. So I know that my x squared is going to factor into x times x. To get a minus, if I have a minus, my solution will be a plus minus for my factored values. Okay? So now I've got a plus minus x times x. Now, they multiplied two numbers to get the negative 12. Okay? A positive times a negative. They added two numbers, and they got a negative 1x. It's like there's a negative 1 in front. So if I use negative 4, positive 3, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. 3 plus negative 4 is negative 1. Now, I could have listed my factors if I was having trouble coming up with that 12. I could have said, well, 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12, just like we did 2 days ago. And then I'd look at it and I'd say, well, I want to end up with a negative 1, so it's the larger numbers that are going to be negative because I'm adding to get the negative 1. Okay, so let's try that on number 5, because I think that's going to give me some more values to kind of have to work with. Okay, so I know it's factoring into x times x. Okay, I've got a minus minus. A minus minus will factor into a plus minus. Okay? The factors are going to be the factors of 24. So 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 6. And 5 is in between 4 and 6, but 5 won't go into 24. Okay, I need a negative 24 when I multiply. So one row's going to be negative, one's going to be positive. I'm going to add them, and I'm going to get a negative. That means that my bigger number has to be the negative. Okay, 4 plus negative 6 would be negative 2. 3 plus negative 8 would be negative 5. That's the one we want. That adds up to negative 5. So our 8 has to be the negative, and our 3 has to be the positive. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. Plus 3x would be negative 5x. And 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. All right. So let's try one more. I'm going to skip down to number 11. Okay. I've got a times a. It's a plus plus, so our solution is going to be a plus plus. And the factors of 63, well, let's see. 1 and 63. 2 won't go into 63. 3 will go into 63. 21. 4 won't go into 63. 5 won't go into 63. Well, 6? No. 7? No. Or will it? If I have 7 times 9, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 60, 54, 63. That would work. 7 times 9, right? 8 times 9 is 72. 7 times 9 is 63. Now, they're both pluses. And when we get to 7 times 9, we could have 8 in between, but 8 doesn't fit into 63. Okay, so which pair would add and make 16? Well, it's the 7 and the 9. 7 plus 9 makes 16. So we're going to do a plus 7 and a plus 9. All right, remember that you can use your calculator to help you with your multiplication and your values. Again, you can go down this list. Will 2 go into 63? Well, 63 divided by 2, 31.5. That's what the calculator is going to give me, okay? Would 3 go into 63? Well, you can divide that using the calculator, or 4 into 63. But remember, you want to try to get whole numbers. Okay, so you do have 1 through 30 on this worksheet, and then I'm going to shoot another little video to help you with worksheet B, okay?